if you spend time on your own and you're the person that's going to throw a can of empty Coke out the car window and you do it on your own, you know that that's the person that you are. You're going to litter. Whereas if you're in front of your friends, you may not do it.
Yeah.
But if you're doing those, if you're having those sort of habits, or you're doing those things that when no one else is watching behind closed doors, no matter what it might be, whether it's staying up late on the PS or on the Xbox, or whether it's messaging people that you know you shouldn't be messaging, or whether it's eating fast food when you know you shouldn't be eating fast food, the behind closed doors, the habits that you do, they're the ones that will haunt you. So to speak, and they'll define who you are as a person.
100%, and I think it's about like you said, going back to the redefine your reality thing. It's like the first thing you've got to do is actually find out what reality you want to actually live. It's like if you were to, let's use the football example, or even getting in shape or whatever it is, if you were to try and become a pro footballer to please your family or to get external recognition from friends, blah, blah, whatever it is. It's like, even if you achieve, that's going to be a shit existence because it's not even what you want anyway. And
that's so true. As in, you're fulfilling someone else's needs.
Yeah.
I always talk about that when it comes to drinking alcohol or taking drugs. If you're going on a night out when you're struggling because you're getting peer pressured, you are fulfilling someone else's needs.
Yeah.
You're not drinking because you want to drink. If someone else is saying, oh, just have a drink, mate, and you're giving in, so to speak. Like, at the end of the day, if deep down your mates convince you and you're good mates and you're having a laugh and you want to drink, fair enough. I'm not sitting on here saying nobody can drink alcohol. But if there's that inkling that somebody else is making you feel like you're pressured to drink, you are fulfilling someone else's needs. And it's not a reflection of yourself.
100%.
And it's completely wrong. I think a lot of people struggle to achieve what they want to do because of other people's opinions, especially with social media now as well.
Yeah.
If you scroll on social media for, I don't know, 30 seconds, it's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's just because you're going after... This is something that I was going to talk about as well. We might as well get straight into it. Like, for some lads out there, or girls who are trying to find the goal or trying to find the sense of direction of what they want to actually achieve, I feel like a lot of people just constantly come down to the fact that they're not good enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they get into these rabbit holes on TikTok or Instagram of David Goggins and Jocko Willink, and all they're looking for then is that dopamine hit of someone telling them to, get up off their ass and do something. But that motivation is just causing them to carry on scrolling on TikTok for the next motivation, and there's no action.
Yeah.
So how would somebody go about actually getting off their ass and using that motivation and then going to the gym? Or how often are you motivated to do the work that you need to do?
How motivated am I?
How often would you say you're motivated to do the work that you need to do?
It depends. If it's training, I'd say maybe 20% of the time. If it's work, 60% of the time. So not a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people, I don't know, don't mean to like sound like a dickhead, but like someone might come on my page and think, oh, he looks like he's switched on all the time. Or like you might look at Jocko Willink and think, he probably doesn't want to fucking wake up at 4 a.m. or whatever time he wakes up every day. He just fucking forces himself to do it. And I think that's the difference. And it's just like, going back to the dopamine thing, people they wire their dopamine system incorrectly. Like, they wire their dopamine system to get the hit from watching the motivation and feeling that energy, as opposed to just doing the thing and feeling the energy afterwards of pride that you actually did what you said you were going to do. Yeah,
100%. It's mental masturbation, which some people have spoken about, where, like you say, you're watching the motivation, that's giving you the hit of dopamine, but because you're not taking any action, you're not feeling the reward afterwards. And then you're constantly watching motivation, and it's just an endless loop. And I'm sure I've been there. I'm not sure if you've been there yourself, where there's days where you might be feeling a little bit down and you're constantly just searching for something to get you up off your ass and go and do something. But like you say, like with myself, if I'm training, or I know like people who I train with, like Nathan or Ali, if they're training, nine times out of 10, I don't think they're that motivated, but they'll feel the reward afterwards. Do you know what I mean? They'll get up and they'll do the training session, and then afterwards you'll be like, I'm fucking buzzing, I've done my session, let's crack on with work. And I feel like if you actually get up and do the work that needs to be done, that you don't want to do, you'll then do the tasks for the rest of the day that you don't want to do. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I would even go further and say, look, like, most of the time when I train, I'm not sure if it's the same for you or anyone else, but I don't feel any buzz from it at all.
No.
Like, whatsoever. Like, I actually don't enjoy training.
Yeah.
I just force myself to do it. Sometimes, like, there's a higher level of energy to do it because I'm just, like, hungry for whatever reason. Or there's, like, just a level of, like, fucking come on then. Like, sometimes you just wake up with that. Sometimes, though, I just can't be arsed training. I train, I push it as hard as I possibly can. murder myself, and then I leave and I'm just like, whatever, and just move on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get a buzz from it. I get a buzz from looking back in 6 months and going, fuck.
Yeah, you've made
Look
progress.
at the difference in what you've actually just done. And I think that's almost what it has to be. I think a lot of people are looking for instant gratification all the time. Is like, they have to feel good in order to be able to do the thing. They can't do and apply themselves to something for 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years before they see the payoff. And I say this to a lot of my clients who are mentor for business as well. Is like, especially the ones who are new and are starting, to just say, look, if you're not willing to do this for 5 years at least, without any payoff, just don't even start it.
Yeah.
But most people can't. They can't see the vision. It's too far in the future for them,
And they're too scared to take the risk. Most people are too scared to take the risk. Like with goals, if you're setting something, just stick to it.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you turn up to training and there's going to be days where you don't enjoy it, there's going to be days where you feel like shit, there might be even days where you broke up with your girlfriend, you've had an argument with family members, your mates have pissed you off, they've took the mick out of you because you didn't go out last weekend, you're on your own, turning up to the gym at 5 a.m, 6 a.m, and you've just got to do the session because, you know, your arms aren't going to grow any other way.
Well, they're often the days where you have the fucking best session
exactly.
anyway.
Yeah, they usually are.
Broke up with your bear, man. Should be having the best sessions of your life.
And you've got David Goggins on SoundCloud. But to be fair, where you've spoke about people not wanting to take the risk or people having that weak mind of, I'm just not going to do it. I need that instant gratification and to feel good to then take on and do some sort of action. I was reading a study, and I'm sure you know this yourself, but like how male testosterone has decreased from 10% from 2006 to 2019, and it's decreased by 1% every year after. Do you think that's a main reason that men are struggling to, I don't know, actually take action and be motivated, disciplined, and actually be a stronger man, as some would say?
It will be for sure, man. Like we know for a fact, obviously, if your test is low, you're going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the capacity to be able to drive things forward. So it's like, I mean, what do you feel like would be the way in which people would be able to, like, obviously, I know we can talk about the specifics of increasing testosterone if you want, but like, how do you feel like men could become more motivated?
Self-responsibility. That's like the one thing I think I could preach to as many people as possible is, like we spoke about at the start, spend some time in isolation, spend some time reading, spend some time learning about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, as much as selfish as it sounds and as selfish as people might think that you are, actually just sit with your own thoughts for as long as you can, as many times of a day that you can. If something goes wrong, think about it. Why do I feel bad? Why do I feel angry? If you're the person who litters, why have I just littered? Why have I done that? Do I not respect where I live? Is there something that's going on internally? But it's little things like that which add up and people don't realise. Like when I was younger, I used to always say to myself, I hate where I live. I just don't like it. I don't want to live in Wigan. And I've come to terms with, there's nothing that bad with Wigan. I'm just living a normal life. Do you know what I mean? If I want to better myself, I can do. But why was I so frustrated with everyone else around me? I don't know. I think it was because I didn't feel like I was good enough. And I feel like when people don't have that self-responsibility and they don't know themselves as a person, they'll struggle to do anything in their lives. They can't actually set a goal because they don't know what they want internally. And if you don't understand what person you are, how on earth is somebody else going to?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's why I asked you that question, man, because I feel like tactics around increasing testosterone, cool. Tactics around
like you say, we could go through
go
through the different supplements needed, the diet needed, and we could talk about that all day in regards to boosting testosterone. But like you say, 100%.
It's I think the biggest problem is men can't sit in their own head.
Yeah.
That's what it actually is. So it's like, even us just saying, right, you need to spend some time being alone. People can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think for us it sounds so stupid because I've just never been like that. I'm not sure if you have. But like, if you were to say to, you know, the random guy off the street, it's just like, right, go and sit in a room for 10 minutes and don't do anything. Don't watch TV, don't go on TikTok, don't eat, don't smoke, don't do anything that is giving you some immediate feedback, and just sit there with nothing. Their mind starts going crazy.
Yeah.
And it feels deeply uncomfortable. And so they escape from that on a consistent basis with things such as, I'm not going to go to the gym today because that's hard. I don't want to feel that discomfort. I'm going to go and watch TikTok. I'm going to go and eat this. I'm going to go and watch porn. I'm going to go and whatever. I'm going to go and see this bird. Like, people, I think the very first, one of the things that I think about from a transformation perspective is like, what are the key dominoes that we can knock down first that will cause everything else to fall into place. If we can hit one domino down, everything else will fall. And I think that the capacity for someone to actually be able to sit with their own mind and actually learn about, first of all, what's the internal landscape like? Is there a lack of self-belief? Like, what do you actually want for your life? Who do you want to be? What's holding you back currently? And being able to ask yourself these proper questions, then you've actually got capacity to move forward. Then it's like, you can go, okay, well, I'm feeling low on energy. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling lack of self-belief. Okay, what do I actually need to do? Here's an action plan. Do I need to increase testosterone? Do we need to get a blood test? Do I need to just start having more discipline? I had a consultation call with someone the other day, and like straight away, he was just like, I was going to cancel the call beforehand because he was just a student. He said he's got no money. I was just like, well, we obviously can't start coaching then, can we? But I was just like, we had a good conversation. I was like, right, let's just jump on for 15 minutes. And he was asking loads of questions about training modalities, training volume, etc. Like, he studies PE and stuff, and he asked loads of great questions. And I was just like, well, tell me about what you're doing right now. And then the more he spoke, it was just like, it was very clear that he has a good level of knowledge, but he's not doing anything. Like, he's going to the gym like 2 or 3 times a week consistently, sometimes skipping sessions, diet shit, staying up late. I'm just like, bro, like, that has to fit, that has to change, otherwise nothing's going to happen. It doesn't matter what tactics you put in place, if you haven't got the capacity to be in control of your mind and do what you said you were going to do, nothing will happen in your life at all.
So I hope you enjoyed this clip. It's just a little insight into my new podcast called The New Renaissance. If you want to check out the full episode, they'll be linked on YouTube or Spotify. Please subscribe on YouTube and please follow on Spotify and give me any feedback on the episodes that you listen to.